Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Venus in conjunct the South Node in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart. They were a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do is make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Venus in conjunct the South Node in a natal chart, an adjustment, which is the inconjunct, may be needed between doing what you love and enjoy, which is Venus, and what you're naturally comfortable with, which is the South Node. And there's really not a lot of difference between. There's not much disparity, but there can be just simply a little vacillation of energy in the things you're comfortable with and what you truly enjoy. And one or the other may be overemphasized. It could be where you're dominated by doing what you love, what you enjoy, which is Venus. And the thing is, and to the expense of what you're naturally comfortable with, and which is the South Node. Or it could be the other way around. You could be, doing things, that are in such your comfort zone, which is the South Node. Maybe depriving yourself at times, doing the things, that you, love and what you enjoy, which is Venus. And there's the thing about this is, if the South Node, is in Taurus as an example, what you feel naturally comfortable with, could be just basically, peace, tranquility, peaceful type of atmospheres, creature comforts. It could be just simply generating income and making money, or maybe doing something, Taurus related, such as a Taurus related field or profession, such as gardening, cultivation, agriculture, architecture, um, farming, even I would say something with banking, finance, geology, carpet laying as some examples. And there also may be an imbalance between the activities that are connected with your relationships, which is Venus, and also in the people that were prominent in your past, which is the South Node. And you may be dominated by one or the other in terms of time. It could either be where the relationships at times may monopolize, your time and energy, to the expense of the people that were prominent in your past, or it could be the other way around, where the people that were prominent in your past may dominate your existence and monopolize your time to the exclusion of those people, your relationships, which can include important friends. It could be the significant other and marriage partner. Now, let's say if the South Node is in Gemini as an example, the people that were prominent in your past, one or more may actually be a Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be, people that are very mercurial, loquacious, adaptable, versatile, multifaceted. Could be those that could be gossiping as well. It could be, people, that might, be garrulous and overly talkative. And, it could be people that are very mercurial and changeable as well. Now, another thing about this aspect is that at times, because you have, inconjuncts in astrology can be about very strong vacillation and distortion of energy. It could be at times where you exceptionally value, which is Venus, what you're naturally proficient in, which is the South Node. And other times you just may simply be very, apathetic, about it, where, the things you're naturally proficient in, may be non-existent. Now, let's say if the South Node is in Aquarius as an example, those things you may be naturally proficient in, maybe just simply group-related efforts. It could be humanitarian, altruistic actions. It could be doing something Aquarius-related, whether it could be astronomy, astrology, computers, electronics, aviation, meteorology, innovation, as some examples. And the thing too, there may be times too where you have the natural built-in abilities, which is the South Node. At times may be like supremely beneficial to your self-worth, which is Venus, and not at all. There may be times where they're just simply no impact whatsoever on this, and on in terms of your self-worth, your self-esteem, and how you feel about yourself. Now let's say the South Node is in Leo as an example. Those natural built-in abilities may be tied in with creativity or acting, performing, matters with entertainment. It could be doing something, even associated with product demonstration, because Leo energy knows how to boast things up, so to speak, and accentuate the positive in things. And let's say if the South Node is in Virgo as another example, those built-in abilities may be tied in with doing things that are intellectual, analytical, being punctilious with details. It could be doing something, Virgo related, or, a Virgo related field or careers such as statistics or analytics. It could be doing something with organization, compartmentalizing, dissecting, things as some examples. Now, another thing too is that, artistic, endeavors and the expression of art, which is Venus, may either be extremely accentuated in that first half of life. The South Node is what is emphasized in that first half of life, and then there may be other times when there may be no expression of it whatsoever. If Venus is in Pisces as an example, artistic endeavors may be tied in with abstract, fantasy, fictional art. Venus in Aquarius can be more ingenious, innovative, unorthodox art. It might be tied in with science fiction. Venus in Leo may be very flamboyant art. It could be dramatic, depictions, or maybe some art that's really very creative. As some examples. And another thing too is if you have Venus in conjunct the South Node in a natal chart, let's say if there's any issues connected with the neck, the throat, the thyroid, the kidneys, or lower back, which is Venus, it may either have a very strong impact or effect on what you're doing in connection with the South Node, whether it's the natural, the expression of what you feel. It could be the things you're doing, things that you're very comfortable with, or the built-in abilities that you have in connection with it, or doing activities that are with people that are prominent in your past. It could either have a very strong effect on that or none whatsoever, because when you have inconjuncts in astrology, it could be, again, a very strong vacillation and distortion of energy. And let's say if the South Node is in Libra as an example, it could be people prominent in your past, one or more, maybe a Libra sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody the traits of the sign. It could be those that are diplomatic, tactful, cooperative, compromising, have an ability to negotiate, as some examples. And the thing too is, again, the people prominent in your past, which is the South Node, may either have a tremendous impact in terms of your talents and abilities, which is Venus, or they may be times when there's no involvement in whatsoever in this. Now, as far as the impact on the talents and abilities, for example, just simply helping you with the development of them, or engaging in activities that are connected with your talents and abilities. Let's say if Venus is in Capricorn as an example, talents and abilities may simply be tied in, to business acumen, ability to attain a greater social stature in life. It could be doing something Capricorn related, whether it be construction or things with structure, such as die cast, models, and maybe doing something with architecture or government, political work, accounting, dentistry, information technology as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying stay well.